Everyone, and welcome to my presentation on learning strategies. We'll be looking at 6 different learning spaces in education and the strengths and challenges for each for teachers and students and what appropriate strategies and resources we should be considering. Personal learning space is where learners are able to set goals, manage those goals, and reflect on their learning. It is customized by the individual to suit their needs, and here learners are able to find and adjust to ways of learning that positively impacts them. The strengths and challenges for teachers. So strengths creates a customized learning environment that suits the classroom development of the 21st century, a new approach to the new technologies of learning that can include audios and videos, and the teacher can spot independence with the students. Some challenges are that some strategies in personal learning spaces are not effective for both teachers and the students. You can take advantage of collaborative filtering techniques through the use of sharing, and not all types of learning spaces are as effective as others. Strengths and challenges for students. Strengths are that they're having a wide range of tools available, they're being able to choose their own way of learning things, and it increases students' motivation. The challenges are that there are too many different tools and not being able to choose the right one, not being able to independently guide themselves to a way of learning, and there's constantly changing strategies, which can be quite overwhelming for the student as well. So some approaches, strategies and resources for the personal learning space. You can speak to staff and students about this type of learning space and understand the way that they perceive it to be, discuss if it's a preferable form of learning space, provide different learning tools for students to use, and keep an eye out for students' learning style interests. The classroom in the school is our second learning space, and the impact of the visuals for a classroom in school are major for young children. From reading, class discussions, making craft projects, even just lunchtime, the look of the school and classroom impacts the students, and no one likes a dull looking school or classroom. This is why all new things will highly impact the way the child learns. The strengths that the classroom and school has on students. Bright colours and modern day spacing is making it a positive environment for young children. The new approach to classrooms is innovating and brings comfort. And beanbags, couches, reading corners, craft corners, they make the classroom more enjoyable and a nice space for children to spend their time in. Some challenges are things such as the use of iPads and interactive whiteboards can cause chatter amongst the class. Some students do prefer traditional way of learning, like the desk and chair, and some students struggle to adapt to a modern day classroom because at home they are used to having a desk and a chair. Some strengths for teachers are that teachers have a wide range of resources to use to teach different things. Technology in the classroom provides teachers with more complex teaching strategies, and they can create programs that are differentiated and meet the needs of individual students. Some challenges are that resources such as the interactive whiteboard may be confusing or hard for a teacher to understand. The iPad may get the students overexcited and it will be challenging to calm them down. Some students tend not to feel comfortable in the environment and the teacher will need to create strategies around them. Moving on to approaches, strategies and resources for this learning space, speak to the students about what they love most about their classroom in their school. Do the same with teachers so that classrooms can be adapted to suit the needs and wants for both parties, and the structure of classrooms needs to be implemented the same in all grades so that students can adapt. Beanbags, technology, couches, open learning spaces are all recommended. Next learning space beyond the classroom. These are learning experiences that are provided through excursions, incursions, study sessions, school camps, and retreats. They provide learning experience that look further into life skills and life experiences, and it's a good way to get children into a new learning environment rather than sitting in a classroom all day. Strengths for students beyond the classroom is that it prepares them for life after school. Organisations are able to help create safe, attractive places which young children can use to develop their own learning and motivational skills. It shows students people skills, also known as things outside of the curriculum. The challenges can be finding appropriate outings for students at specific topics. Some experiences beyond the classroom can be costly for students, and not all of them get parental permission to participate. It can be hard for them to understand the experience without having background knowledge. For teachers beyond the classroom is that they're able to aid and enhance learning. It creates new, fun, and engaging ways to learn parts of the curriculum, such as Shakespeare for English. And teachers also learn some new strategies for addressing social and emotional learning. The challenges can be organising all of the students for the travel of excursions and learning experiences outside the school. Safety concerns while being out and about also, like making sure they're all managed accordingly, no one's running off, and making sure all students give their undivided attention to the learning experience. Strategies and resources. Research different location and programs that suit the learning criteria for that age group. Have a close understanding of syllabus requirements to see what types of experiences will suit it. Survey children about what they like. Have class discussions and have an organised approach when doing the experience. Learning space is the group, collaborative, and cooperative one. So some students may feel that these three types of learning are all the same. However, collaborative learning is when every student is focused, works on creating relationships between the student learners. Cooperative is more teacher-based. It ensures all students are focused and pull their own weight. And the group learning space is where they discuss and complete tasks together. For students, in group working with other students can increase the learning skills of other students. And with cooperative work, students each have their own role and it makes it easier for the task to be completed. Collaborative work is open-ended and everyone is entitled to their own opinions. With the challenges, some students take the leader approach too seriously and don't let others talk or have their say. Some students may not complete their role accordingly and it can affect each other's students' work. Students need to constantly be aware of what discussions are happening and should have background information on them. With collaborative work can give teacher new knowledge for the students. Cooperative learning will be able to demonstrate to the teacher how organised students can be, and with group work, teachers can identify how the students help each other and understand things from other students. Challenges are that some students may not have much to say, and the teacher will need to work harder to encourage those students. Confusion can occur with this, and some students may not participate accordingly, and arguments may happen with group learning as students may take the leader approach too seriously. And strategies, just think carefully about what students you put together for the group work. Don't put the quiet ones together and the noisy ones together. You want to have a mix and structure open-ended discussions where each student is given time to speak. Have an open mind approach on what each student says. Don't shut any student down and have a variety of resources within your classroom for students to use also. Our next learning space is the liminal learning space. It's where the transformation takes place we let it form us. It's how a learner approaches learning and the changes that they make to become a better learner. The transformation process can be based on different ideas. Challenges for students in the liminal space. Strengths include the students can identify new strengths in learning and can build off them, creates positive outcomes for the students where they achieve better results, and shows independence of students with being able to create and understand their own learning strategies. Challenges are that the learner may have to remember that the old understanding may still be appropriate in other contexts. Some students may not have open-minded to changing their learning strategies, and it may take longer for some to develop these skills. Teachers is that they can provide them positive ideas of how they can provide more effective skills and learning techniques for their students. Students will become more open-minded to different learning strategies that the teacher implements, and the liminal space is a time where the teacher is able to consider both the social and personal difficulties they face in learning as well. Challenges are that it may take a long amount of time for teachers to be waiting for students to change their outlook on learning, struggling to find the right strategies that suit the students' needs, and not being able to find what those difficulties are. Strategies are the main one is reflection, as it provides time to think and react to the way that the individual's learning. Questionnaires, you can identify what your strengths and weaknesses are, and a variety of learning experiences should be implemented. Final link is eSpace. It's one where technology is implemented. Technology is developing rapidly, and now schools and classrooms use it as a major part of their curriculum. It includes the use of iPads, interactive whiteboards, computers, and online resources such as YouTube, Microsoft, and Mathletics. Students in the eSpace is that technology has many resources that can enhance students' learning and knowledge in the classroom based on the content being covered. It's innovative and has new ways for students to learn and research, and students can learn at any place and any time, like at their house and at school. The challenges are that they can become too reliant on technology and the online space. It can also impact the writing side of students if they're constantly reliant on technology, and being able to find the right information may be challenging. Teachers is that it can provide innovative ways and ideas for teachers to provide in their classroom, makes it easier to find research for certain topics in the curriculum, and can be a good way of controlling the class and interacting with parents. Challenges can be that it has to make sure that technology is used in moderation so the students don't become too reliant, and trying to implement the use of reading and writing with books into the school day without having to turn to technology. Technology in the e-learning space is not always everyone's friend and can seem to not work sometimes. Use technology in moderation. With iPads, obviously don't have games on it, have limitations, and make the use of technology social by having an iPad between a group of students.